Bryan here. He's going to do some remarks, and then we'll have remarks from DA Roddie. When the family did their press conference, they invited us to be here, and so we have the family here, and they'll have their remarks. Pastor Bryan.
Good afternoon to each and every one of you. We want to first give all praise to God.
Amen.
Nobody said the road was going to be easy, but we don't believe He's brought us this far to leave us now. We want to thank the citizens of Brunswick for standing around this family, undergirding them with love and with support. It was, in fact, one of the founding fathers that says injustice is never served until those who have been impacted by injustice feel it. Ladies and gentlemen, Cornel West said, justice is what love looks like in public. Martin Luther King Jr. said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. While this is a day of great jubilation for this family, we want to make sure that America realizes that this ought not be an anomaly. It should be the standard, that there is, in fact, liberty and justice for all. What happens on today allows for the American flag to be able to wave stars and stripes and not holes and slashes. The family is grateful because in this moment we are mindful that the only virus that has killed more Americans than COVID is injustice. But today we have the vaccine. The vaccine is realizing that there is, in fact, justice for everybody, whether you are driving, whether you're walking, or whether you are jogging. We owe a great debt of gratitude to the legal team that stood behind this family. And we want to give an amazing applause and high commendation to our DA, who stood nobly in the shoulders and the shadow of Frederick Marshall. Would you give Attorney Roddie a big hand as he comes to share?
All right. Thank you.
You know, Pastor said some powerful words. For a young African-American male, this day means quite a bit because it tells me that America can meet its promise, that there is liberty and justice for all here. I want to give big time credit to my legal team, Linda, Paul, Larissa is not here. You saw 14 days of work in the courtroom. But before that work in the courtroom, there was 18 months of hard preparation and work to make sure that we uncovered the facts, we uncovered the truth, and we're prepared to present the truth so that we could find justice for this family. I have to give credit to Wanda and Marcus. Because they knew the son that they raised. And they knew when they heard the story of what happened that day, that it was a bold-faced lie. And they were determined to find out the truth. And you heard the truth over the 14 days here in this courtroom. You heard the verdict of the jurors. And I have to give credit to those jurors. Because we have to understand here in America that the jurors are the ones who represent the community. They're the ones who decide what this community is about. And from day one, when I came here to Brunswick, the community told me that this was not who we were. That the hate, the intolerance, the divisiveness needed to go away. And that juror made sure that that decision was made in the courtroom where it should be made. And so I'm thankful for the jurors. I'm thankful for Judge Walmsley. That man is a man of integrity. Today demonstrated how much this case hit every single one of us and the importance of justice in this country. I cannot reiterate enough that it's time we take away the hate. It's time we take away the intolerance and divisiveness. And if we're going to call ourselves a nation under God, we have to remember God's number two commands. Love God with all your heart. But the second one, and Judge Walmsley alluded to this, is love your neighbor. Your neighbor's not the person next to you all the time. but it's each and every one of us. We are all children of God. And so when you hate one of us, you're telling me you hate God. So let's do this right. Let's take this opportunity to move forward. Send a message to the rest of this country that we are united. We are working together, and we want to do what's right at all times. Thank you for the opportunity to represent the state of Georgia, to represent this community, and to represent this country, and to show that justice will prevail at all times. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
History is going to record that Brunswick is this generation's Selma.
That's right.
That the movement is being rebirthed and relaunched right from this sacred soil, and we're excited about it. At issue beyond this justice moment is voting rights, and Georgia is finding itself under siege. In just a few days, the president and vice president will be landing in this state, and where it is that we have to remind them a part of justice is having access to the ballot and to the vote. Unofficially, we understand that the Attorney General for Black America is Benjamin Crump, and he said a few hours ago that he was unofficial. While court was in session, he was sworn in by Reverend Al Sharpton and Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson, and he serves in that official capacity. We are thankful for him that he understands not just the Constitution, but understands compassion and understands virtue and understands the community. We are appreciative that this generation has not Thurgood Marshall, but has Benjamin Crump.
Come on
That's
now.
all we're glad to have.
He was on that
Thank you so much, Pastor Jamal Bryan, to D.A. Glynn Brody, Linda, Paul, your whole staff. Just like we said with Attorney General Keith Ellison, after the killers of George Floyd was convicted, we say to you, Glynn Brody, thank you all for showing America what equal justice looks like. Give him a big round of applause.
Yes, sir.
And before the parents speak to you, we have so many people to thank, like Pastor Jamal Bryan, like Reverend Al Sharpton, who was down here when they said they don't want no more black preachers coming in the courtroom, like Reverend Jesse Jackson, like Pastor Mark here in Brunswick. You know, we have so many people to thank. Barbara Unwind and the Transformative Justice Movement. But we also have to thank those people, those regular common folk here in Brunswick, Georgia, both black and white alike, who stood with Wanda and Ahmaud. Even before Lee Merritt and I got here, there were people standing with these parents. And we have to thank them. I want to share something that Reverend Al said. He said the life sentences of the 3 convicted murderers of Ahmaud Arbery is not justice, it's accountability. When National Action Network and other activists got involved last year supporting the parents and the attorneys, the local DA wouldn't even arrest the killers. Today's sentencing shows that the results that have come from sustained movements. And you all represent the sustained movements for justice. So really what we're doing is thanking the people for this day. The people gave justice to Ahmaud Arbery. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery. I will say this before we have my great co-counsel, Lee Merritt, who is falling in the lineage of Glynn Brody and Keith Ellison and great prosecutors as he makes his historic run to become the next Attorney General of the state of Texas. And we're going to support him because he knows what justice looks like for all people who have been marginalized, disenfranchised, and victimized.
All right, Crow.
But I would be remiss if I didn't say just for a second as I look at all the great support we're getting from brothers all around the country, the activists, the Panthers, the transformative justice movement, everybody. Think for a minute as we stand here in Glynn County in front of this courthouse. Think about all the black people who have been lynched in the history of America. In Georgia, who never ever got their day in court. Nobody ever heard their evidence. And Wanda and Marcus, they never got accountability. Nobody never went to prison for killing them. Well, today, your son has made history because we have people who are being held accountable for lynching a black man in America. This is for you, Wanda Cooper. This is for you, Wanda Cooper. This is y'all day. Y'all day. And so, my great co-counsel, who we fought many battles, next, Attorney General of the state of Texas will address you, and then we're going to hear from the real heroes of the day, Wanda and Marcus. Lee Merritt.
Today I'm thinking about Breonna Taylor. I'm thinking about Jamel Roberson in Chicago. Back in my home state of Texas, I'm thinking about Tatiana Jefferson and Pamela Turner.
Yes.
Thinking about veteran Damian Daniels.
Yes.
In so many communities, so many families that are actively being denied justice. Again, I'm always asked, well, what does this case mean? And it started off with a phone call from Wanda Cooper Jones, a mother who was determined to get justice for her son, just one person. Of course, she had the support of Marcus Arbery and the community here in Brunswick. And you all began to work, and you all refused to let Ahmaud Arbery's name die. And you all came together. And Ben Crump and I, we were honored to become a part of this community. The pastoral community that we've worked with, we're honored to be invited here to pray with you all, to stand with you all, and truly prove how powerful we all are together. But without further ado, I'm going to have some brief words from a woman I consider a friend, an icon for this generation.
Yes.
Our Rosa Parks.
Yes.
Our Rosa Parks. That's right.
Yeah.
Fannie Lou Hamer.
Yes. Yes.
Our mother. You mean so much to us, Wanda, and we want to tell you publicly that we love you and we thank you for this fight and for your sacrifice. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Wanda Cooper Jones.
Thank you. First, I want to say thank you to God who made this all possible. My prayer was to get justice for Ahmaud. He fought for us in the courts. He gave us a fair judge, Judge Wamsley. He heard the testimonies from each witness. He gave us a very good verdict, and he gave us a very good sentence. I also want to thank the prosecutors who came in and fought with my family and I.
That's right.
They stood with us. When I entered the courtroom on October 18th, I sat in that courtroom for 5 weeks straight. But I knew that we would come out with a victory.
Yes.
I never doubted it. And I knew that today would come. When it would come, I didn't know, but I know today would finally come. I just want to say thank you all who supported me, who stood with me through this very long, hard fight.
Yes.
Back when Ahmaud was killed on the 23rd of February, the city of Brunswick thought that I would have to fight this fight alone. So they chose to ignore me because they thought they would have to face me alone. But they didn't know that I had you guys to stand with me.
That's right.
Amen.
All the way.
Amen.
Thank you for standing with my family and I. Again, thank you and we love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. And before we bring Marcus up, just want to thank all those families who did not think it robbery to come and stand with Wanda and Marcus. Families like Breonna Taylor's family,
Yes.
families like George Floyd's
Yes.
family, families like Ronald Green's family,
Yes.
families like Jamal Sutherland, who was killed in Charleston, South Carolina, similar to George Floyd, and families like Fred Cox's family, whose mother is here with us today, Tanika, who came all the way from High Point, North Carolina, to say that just like Wanda's heart was broken when she lost her baby son, her heart was broken too. And too many of them still haven't gotten anybody arrested for killing their child. So this is about all of us saying, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. Mr. Marcus Arbery, and then we'll try to take some
Number one, all glory to God again.
Amen.
Praise the mighty. God seen people. And I just want to say thank you to all the people that supported us in this rough time. Y'all been good to us, and y'all stuck by us in this hard journey.
Amen.
God put people together.
Yes.
God don't make no mistake.
Amen.
Okay. He don't lose no race neither.
Amen.
You know, and I don't see where a record with God lost in their race.
Amen.
Okay, look at this here. God put these people together with Ahmaud, so that letting you know what he was about. He's a kid of love. Because he brought people together. I'm telling you, he was the youngest, but he thought he was the oldest. So, hey, Ahmaud rest in peace. Because mom and daddy got Lord
That's
for
right.
That's right.